What is up, Jags fans? Here we go. Victory Tuesday. Now, I told you guys we'd get this win, right? I don't care if the Panthers are one of the worst teams in the league. I don't care that CJ Beathard had to be quarterback to get the win. And I don't care that the Jags have to win in the final week of the season against the Titans to make the playoffs, because we're a winning team, and we are finally back in the win column. Feels good to break that 4-game losing streak. Oh, man, what a game. We got the film loaded up. I got a bunch of plays loaded up from the Jags-Panthers game. Some good, mostly good from the defense. Some things we still need to work on, which is fine. And then we also are going to have a little bit of comments in here, a little bit of hearing from the fans. This is a fan show, so get into the comments. I try to read as many comments as I possibly can, so get into the comments and let me know what you think went well, what you think worked, what the Jags need to do to win against the Titans. I know the Titans did not look good last week, but you know that Tennessee Jags rivalry is always tricky. So we're going to be previewing that on Friday. We do live shows Tuesdays and Friday nights at 9 p.m., so make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you get notifications whenever we do those. Hit the notification bell. That way you get notifications whenever we go live. And also follow the Twitter and the Instagram, all that stuff. I'm on Twitter usually, Instagram sometimes. You can hit me up there in those times. But I really, really appreciate all you guys being here. Before we get to the film, I want to hit a couple of the comments. This is a fan-driven show. We're all fans here. So first one in the comment was Robbie Santis saying hi. Hi misspelled, but I think he was maybe in such a hurry to be the first one in that he typed it in. So I appreciate that. C Breacher, first channel. Q Revere donated $2 through Super Chat. Thank you, Q Revere. He says first Super Chat. Let's give him a shout out right away, because that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Q Revere. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $2. I did a whole spiel on channel members and Super Chats on the Friday preview show. And we finally did the things that we needed to do to win. Like, we finally did it. For the last 4 weeks, we've been talking on these preview shows on Friday night on what the other team's going to be doing, because we watch the film, we watch the clips of what they've done to previous teams, and we know what they're going to do, and they go out there and they do it to us. This week, we finally got the win. We finally stopped them. I mean, what a way to start the new year. You know what a way. You got to go to the game. It was a great time. The weather was like perfect, a little cold sometimes, but it was perfect. Got to see the Cam Robinson helmet throw like really close. My seats are like right there where it happened. And the whole time, and people are like tweeting at me like, I bet Jags United's loving this, because how much did I talk about Cam Robinson being like the energy this team needed? So really excited about that. C Breacher, first one in the chat. C Breacher's beat me in Madden twice now. I'm 0-2 against C Breacher on Madden, so I need to kind of step my game up a little bit, but I have a feeling the third time will be a charm. That dude Evan, also a channel member, says, go Jags and go Jason. Oh, thanks to that dude Evan. I appreciate that. Appreciate you being a channel member. Robbie Santa says hello. Kyle Simmons says it's time. Shay, channel member, says, go Jags. I can't stay and watch tonight, but I will be back for VOD. So all these live shows go up on the channel as videos, or they're under the live tab, but they go up on the channel. If you miss any of it, go back and watch it. Volkfang, channel member, says, finally a game worth my time. I love it. Robbie Santis says, Titans need to get spanked. Robert Atzert says, boutique to be AFC champs again. Just one more game. Oh, I think he says bout to be. I think is what he was trying to say. Autocorrect sometimes. I'm good at reading the autocorrect, but I'm good at reading between the lines. Callie Jag, what up, Callie Jag? Says, let's go. Let's do this, Duval. The Fire of Desire says, Bop City. Kevin says, I made a live show. Duval, let's go, Kevin. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully it's as fun as it looks on the VOD, but it's a good time. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you. Matt Gidry says, great bounce back game for our defense. The Fire Desire says, Jason, you played the finals yet? I actually played the finals when it was in playtest, and I like the game a lot. You kind of have to have two teammates, unfortunately, so unless you're playing with two people, it's kind of boring to kind of get queued up with randoms and then just get destroyed. I like the game, though. I do like the game. I'm more of a medium build because I like to heal. Miss Duval says, Happy New Year, everybody. What's up, Mrs. Duval? Rico, channel member, says, Yo. Q Revere says, first super chat of the night. Chef Florida Boy says, what's up, brother? Sending love from the west side. Chef Florida Boy, good seeing you as always. Chef Florida Boy has been around for a long time, so it's good to see you again, man, Chef, and I appreciate you being around. Q Revere says, 22 watching, smash that like button. Nice, I like it. I have the viewers hidden. That was like a tip I learned early on, so I never know how many people are watching, which is great because that way if it's 0 or if it's 1,000, I'm going to be the same person, so I appreciate that. Rajiv says, let's go, baby. Happy Bethered New Year's, Jags United. XD Gamer says, hi. Volkfang says, when I said Cam is the only O-line with any energy, that is exactly what I mean. I don't see any other guy on the roster willing to BTFO the other team to complete the finding out phase. I love it. Well, let's get to some plays here. Before we do, let's just check out the PFF real quick. We're not going to spend a lot of time here. I know some of you guys don't like the PFF, but that's okay. I love seeing Josh Allen as the highest graded person here. We're having a little trouble here with my pen. Let me restart the pen real quick. Because, I like to draw on the screen. You guys know that. Not a problem. Just a little bit of technical changes here. Ignore that. All right, so Josh Allen, 78.8 grade. Pretty good. Devin Lloyd, 76. So, we've been tough on Devin Lloyd. We've been tough on Andre Sisco. We've been tough on Robertson-Harris. We've been tough on Rayshon Jenkins. And I thought all of those guys had good games. I thought they really did. So happy to see that. Got some plays from Rayshon. Got some plays from Roy Robertson-Harris. Definitely got some plays from Josh Allen that we're about to show. Trey Herndon only played in 17 snaps, so not bad for that. Dewey, only 13 snaps. Aluakon, decent there. Don't get too hung up on the grades. Just kind of gives us a sense here. Fatu Kasi, I thought had a decent game on only 14 snaps. Still kind of coming back from injury. Same with Devon Hamilton. Kalavon, not grading out well. We'll just peek over to the offense real quick. Of course, Easy E. Ingram, the best player on our team, besides ETN, grading out really well. Agnew, unfortunately, only played 9 snaps. The news came out he's out for the season. That's unfortunate. But if we get Kirk back, then I guess that's a trade we'll take. Calvin was okay. Beathard was okay. Britton Strange, who we were tough on. Walker Little, we were tough on. Luke Fortner, we were tough on. Matt Barkley even got 6 snaps. I thought Cam Robinson played better than this grade here. Brandon Sheriff. So let's take a look at some plays here. Let's start with Josh Allen. We'll start with the play that tied the record for sacks, and then we'll go to the play that broke the record for sacks here. All right, so here he's going to be lined up. This is actually a pretty interesting formation here. Okay, so he's going to be lined up in what's called the 4-eye technique. I call this the 4-eye because I think he's kind of aiming toward this inside shoulder of the tackle here of a Quanu. So I'm calling this a 4-eye technique. All right. Then you have Trevon Walker also in a 4-eye technique. So interesting little wrinkle here from Mike Caldwell of putting the edge rushers in at the 4-eye tech. Then he's got DeJuan Smoot out here at this 7 tech. And I think this is Roy Robertson-Harris out here at the 7 tech. So he's walked up Aluakon to a walk up here. So this is obviously a 3rd down or a passing down situation here. But an interesting little wrinkle. We were hoping that he would do this type of thing. Let me turn the chat on real quick for y'all. Okay. And then watch Josh Allen. I think he just kind of beats a double team here with speed. I mean, this is the guy right here, man. Watch him here. Just knifes through the gap here, this B gap. Takes on the double team. I mean, that's splitting a double team for a sack right there. Now, we're going to see Roy Robertson-Harris does do a stunt, which does give the left tackle a bit of hesitation, which allows Josh Allen to kind of get up through there. Again, great call. I love it. Get there. Great job. Great job, Josh Allen. Great job. And then here's the one that breaks the record here. This one was a little like just less impressive. I mean, they're all impressive, but I mean, beating the double team, that's impressive. I mean, here he's just going to get a straight line look here. The Jags ran what's called this double mug. Double mug, right? This double mug is when you have both your linebackers in the A gaps here. Okay, so again, we're going to see Josh Allen here. This is more of a 9 technique, right? If you imagine a tight end and he's like outside that tight end. Double mug here. You got a guy here in a 7 tech. Then you got a guy here in the 9 tech. Again, another obvious passing down situation. Josh Allen's just going to beat the play with speed. Going to go untouched, unblocked. Probably can't do. You're not going to win a lot of games if you don't block Josh Allen off the edge in the 9 tech. A little bit of a hold. The ref wanted to call this hold right here. You can see where he like kind of reaches for his flag, maybe for his whistle a little bit, but great job. Congratulations to Josh Allen, man. He deserved it. He's about to break the bank. He picked a good year to go off, that's for sure. He picked a great year to go off. Raw Jeep says, can you believe I won my fantasy league and drafted Ridley in the 2nd round? I love it. Munchlax, channel member, says, finally made a live stream. Go Jags. What up, Munchlax? Good to see you here. It's been a while since you've been here, but you're still a channel member, so I appreciate that. XD Gamer 22 says Anton Harrison has shown a lot of potential this year. He's definitely been one of the best rookies this year. So great pick there. Let's give Trevon his flowers. Chef Florida boy, we are. He's coming up. Isaiah Jones says, yes, sir. That's my defensive player of the year right there. G Grant says, look at Trayvon's bend on this. Once he gets his moves, it'll be unfair what we have. Maybe 2 years before he puts it all together like 41. I mean, this is... You talking about Trayvon's bend on the last play? Let's take a look here. He's on the 4 tech here. I mean, either way, good play. Here's a tackle for loss from the 7 technique. So here he's going to be lined up on this inside shoulder of the tight end. So we call this the 7 tech. Now they're like, all right, we need to put a tight end on his side. He's wreaking havoc. They got a running back over here. Like, they're legitimately, like, worried about him here, okay? So, watch the snap here. Fights and fights and fights. And look at the speed right here. I mean, again, we talked about Bryce Young. I was worried on Friday night. Friday night show, I showed a bunch of clips of Bryce Young escaping the pocket, buying times with his legs, scrambling or extending the play, improvising, and making a throw. I mean, the Jags kept him in check. They kept him in check, man. And they had an aggressive pass rush. A lot of times when you play a quarterback who does this, you kind of send a more conservative pass rush. Jags didn't. They came after him. They kept Bryce Young in the pocket, and when he got outside the pocket, they pursued. Great job by Josh Allen right there. Here's another one here. He's going to be lined up again in the 7 technique right here, head up on the tight end. And this was just, I mean, I get you. I mean, this isn't quite a bear front, right? A bear front was if this guy were to be like head up on the guard. It's pretty close to a bear front. So what this makes you do is this kind of makes everyone kind of squeeze down a little bit, which can give you a little bit of an advantage on the edge here. Do they blitz? So they don't blitz, but for some reason, they leave Josh Allen one-on-one with tight end Tommy Tremble, which is never, I mean, Josh Allen has reached the point. You know, when as Jags fans, when we're playing an opposing team, they have an edge rusher that's a monster, and for some reason on a certain play, we'll have a tight end on him one-on-one, then he'll just abuse the tight end, and then we always go back and say, why do you have a tight end one-on-one with that edge rusher? That's the level Josh Allen is at now. He now is that guy where you can know, where other teams are saying, why on earth do you have a tight end one-on-one with Josh Allen? That's where we've become. So you're going to see the Panthers, for some reason, put Tommy Tremble one-on-one with Josh Allen. It takes on the block, keeps his inside shoulder free, extends it with his right hand, and makes a tackle in the backfield. I mean, that's a well-rounded edge player right there that he can do this type of thing. So, great game by Josh Allen. He's going to be probably the first or second or third highest paid DN in the league by next season. And I'm fine with that. XD Gamer says, yeah, that's my fantasy defense that won my fantasy league. G Grant says, am I wrong to fear Tannehill more than Levis, or is he cooked? I was worried about Levis. I think Levis is better. Tannehill, it's kind of that Trevor versus Beathard thing. Like, Beathard's not going to take as many chances down the field, but he's not going to kill you with turnovers. Same with Tannehill. He's not going to take as many chances down the field, but he's not going to kill you with turnovers. So if they can establish the run game, if they can play good defense, if we do dumb things, then yeah, Tannehill can beat you. But if we play our game, I mean, they only scored 3 points last week. Going into Tennessee is always going to be tough, but I think they're going to be a little deflated with being out of playoff contention. And I know they want to play spoiler because we played spoiler to them last year, but without I mean, you can imagine what that stadium's going to look like. There's going to be a lot of Jags fans there. That's for sure. But I think we're okay. Isaiah Jones says, I think both Tannehill and Levis are cooked. Chef Florida Boy says, Titans are cooked. Rebuild mode activated. DJM says, Happy New Year, Jason San. Happy New Year, DJM. Glad you're here. Hope you guys are having a great start to your new year. Hopefully you guys all took my advice and wrote down your goals for 2024. I have mine right here. I wrote them down right here. I got my short-term and long-term goals. Don't put them in your phone. Don't tell them. Write them on a piece of paper. XD Gamer says, can we see the film to the Roy Robertson-Harris sack? You know what? Just because you asked, I think we will show that. All right. So here we have Roy Robertson-Harris' lineup in the 4 technique. This 4 technique is on the inside shoulder of the tackle. Okay. Again, the Jags did a lot of this. The Jags definitely had a different defensive scheme here. You're noticing, like, look, the D tackles are both on the inside shoulder of the tackles. That means from both B gaps, there's not a single defensive lineman. They're doing their double mug again with the 2 linebackers in the A gaps, and they have these wide lined up edge rushers. Again, you see this more on like obvious passing downs. On first and second down, you kind of can risk giving up the inside run here if you don't have any D tackles there stuffing up gaps. But here we're going to see Roy Robertson-Harris in the 4 technique right here. And, I mean, again, this is Bryce Young just dropping his eyes before. I mean, I love it because they blitz. They show they're blitzing both. They end up dropping Aluakon. Lloyd blitzes through this A gap. He gets a one-on-one right here. I think Josh Allen ends up dropping because I don't see him in the frame. Yeah. And they brought Cisco. Yeah, they brought Cisco late. So, good blitz there. Good blitz. I'll take that all day. Blank check for 41. Can't play games without your best defender. Should Trevor be on a short leash? No, I mean, unless he's injury related. I think Trevor gives you what Beathard does, but more. Like in no scenario, if Trevor is healthy enough to play, should Trevor ever be on a leash? Because that's the type of player that he is. Do you think we should start CJ and rest Lawrence for the playoffs? Now, if Trevor's ready to go, I think you got to play Trevor. You have to. He's your franchise quarterback. You have to. Dagoon says, so where are the Trevon haters? They're going to be a little quiet this week, Dagoon. You know that. DJ M says, man, I feel bad for Bryce Young. Big Roy, please get hot, says Chef. I was going to talk about that. Like, not only did Roy Robertson-Harris like kind of getting hot a little bit, but take a look at this play here by Rayshawn Jenkins. Okay, so here they're in just straight man, right? We talked about Rayshawn Jenkins got hot the end of the year last year, right? It was the Cowboys game. He kind of started getting hot, and then he kind of rolled some momentum into the playoffs. This is straight man right here. And look, Bryce Young makes the check. Bryce Young, and this is a good check here. Rayshawn Jenkins, not a corner. He's a safety. He's lined up on the outside in one-on-one, cover one. I mean, you can see them communicating on this passing off man here, one deep. I mean, this is cover one through and through. So you got man coverage here. This was the right read. Rayshawn Jenkins, top of your screen. Plays the hip. Nice breakup on the ball. Probably should have had an interception, but I mean, look at the break back up on the ball. I mean, that's good. I haven't seen that at Rayshawn. Maybe he should play more outside boundary corner. Maybe that's been the problem. Maybe middle of the field is not where he's supposed to have been playing all year. Another blitz too, man. If you take look what made this happen. Again, they double mugged all game. They're gonna bring pressure here. They're gonna make Bryce Young throw it quick. Bryce Young knew it, so that's why he called the audible for a quick comeback route. Look at him. He's like, comeback route. Oh, great job. Sea Breacher says it's all about who gets hot in January and February. Ben Wilmoth says, Happy New Year, Jason. Let's whoop the Titans' ass and make it 4 in a row. Did you see the viral clip from Vrabel's press conference? We can't sleep on these guys. I did not see that, actually. I need to check that out. But no, we can't sleep on the Titans ever. Mark Moon says, yo, where'd you get that sick cup? Honestly, I have no clue. I've had this thing for so long, I couldn't even tell you if it was a gift. I didn't buy it. I don't buy myself anything. So someone bought it for me. I don't know. Great question. Jarrett Williams says, got any Tank Bigsby clips for 100 miles per hour? I do not have any Tank Bigsby. But to that question about Trevor versus Beathard, here's the problem with Beathard. And I'll hide the chat just for a second, just so y'all can see this. This is like what I was talking about on Friday, where and I thought Beathard would try to throw the deep ball more than he did. But he was a game manager. I mean, how many we get 4 field goals? We were terrible in the red zone, to be honest. Look at these numbers right here. Over 20 yards. 1 attempt. 1 catch. From 10 to 20. 1 attempt, 2 attempt. So 3 attempts. So we had 4 attempts total. Over 10 yards. 4 attempts. Greater than 10 yards. That is not how you will win any games. Now, you could play the Panthers and do that. But you can't do that in a normal game. Now, I understand this was the game plan. And I think Beathard could throw it deep if he wanted to, because I've seen him do it. But this is not a recipe for success. It's not. So, now Israel Otero brings up a good point. Do we need Trevor to beat the Titans? So I think the answer is we don't need Trevor to beat the Titans. Similarly to we didn't need Trevor to beat the Panthers, but we need to beat the Titans. And since we need to beat the Titans, we want Trevor Lawrence to play if he can, because it's a huge game. I mean, I put at the bottom of the ticker here, the only way the Jags make the playoffs if they lose is if the Ravens and the Raiders both win. And the Ravens probably won't play any of their starters because they locked to the number 1 seed. And the Raiders, you never know what's going to happen with them. And the Texans and the Colts could tie, and they both make it if we lose. So there's a lot on the line here this week, and you guys know that. So I think because of that, you have to You have to play Trevor if he's. I always say 75%. 75% is my number. That's my threshold. If you're 75% or better, play. If you're 74 or less, play CJ. But I mean, again, this is just not even trying to throw the ball down the field. He didn't turn the ball over. You're right. He also didn't throw any touchdowns. So he didn't throw any picks, but he didn't throw any touchdowns. Sea Breacher brings up a good point. Sea Breacher, channel member, says Trevor Lawrence is the same age as Michael Penix, by the way. That's wild. That is absolutely wild. All right. Let's go, any more defensive plays here? I know, wait, it's not. I want to say this one first. This one's probably my favorite play from the entire game. Now, I want to draw your attention to Darius Williams here. I can't quite figure out what defense they're in. I want to say it's a cover 3 because of the way that Darius Williams plays this. Now, could it be a cover 6 where they're playing quarters and they're playing halves? Maybe. Or cover 6 invert where he's playing, or no, this would be a normal cover 6 where he's playing halves and they're playing quarters. Maybe. It could be a cover 6. I'm not in the huddle. I don't know. Could it be a cover 2 invert, right? Where he's playing halves, he drops to halves, and it could be. I don't know. It seems like it's a cover 3 to me. Watch Darius Williams here. And this is what makes me think it here. So they're an empty set, right? Empty personnel. They have no running backs in the backfield. They're 3-by-2. They motion out their back to here. Trips out to the right here. But watch how Darius Williams plays this, okay? So at the snap. Okay, so here. He is like looking. It doesn't look like a corner blitz, but he's looking to jump this for some reason. I think that Darius Williams knows the play that's coming. I think either somebody has done their homework or he's done his homework and he knows what play's coming. Something's giving it away because he is ready to jump this screen before the ball is even snapped. Again, look at his feet. He's not looking to press. Look at his eyes. Watch it again. I'll back it up. Comes walking downhill. He knows the play. Watch this. He goes to jump it. Okay? He goes to jump it. So he knows the play. And I would say he's like pattern matching, reading, but you don't even read when trips you can't read 2, you have to read 3. So if he's pattern matching, watching 2, then yeah, maybe he could jump this a little bit. But watch what happens here. So he's here. Then Bryce Young freezes him for a second with his eyes. So for a second, Bryce Young freezes him like he might throw it here. So Darius Williams is like, all right, maybe I shouldn't jump this like too quickly because I don't want to look like an idiot if he does throw this like wheel or this like outside release, vertical, sideline fade, whatever you want to call it. So he kind of stalls for a second, but then he does throw the screen. He's like, oh, I was right. And then he slams him in the backfield. This is just hands down. I don't know what happened. I don't know the defensive play call. I don't know how he knew this play was coming, but this was an amazing play by this corner. I mean, I have no words on how to even describe what happened. Like, he had to have known this play was coming based on a pre-check. It wasn't a corner blitz. It was maybe a cover 2 flat, maybe. But either way, great play. Great play by Darius Williams. That's probably my favorite play. Trevor Lawrence is this. Yeah, I read that one already. Okay. All right. Let's get to another play here. Let's flip over to Tyson Campbell, the other corner. All right. So Tyson Campbell here. This was just the Panthers tried to get cute. And I just want to remind everybody, remember how everyone talks about how the Jags get too cute? And I'm always like, they do, but every team gets too cute. That's just the way that the league goes. Okay. So take a look here. The Panthers are going to try this like sort of like reverse play screen. Tyson Campbell just blows it up. And Tyson Campbell needs to have a good game. I know he's injured, but he's been not playing great. He kind of just sinks into coverage. Just not a well-designed play by the offense. Like, I get it if, like, Thielen could have gotten out and blocked, but he couldn't. So, or not 15, but 30. So, great job. Great job. Let's give Travon Walker some love here. Let's give Travon Walker. All right, so here, again, same formation I was talking about earlier in the show. 4 technique Travon Walker, 4 technique Josh Allen. Then you have Smoot out here in the 9. You have Robertson-Harris out here. We'll call this a 7. And your double mug again. So they loved this formation. I don't know the call that they have for it, but they loved this formation. And everyone was like, oh, Travon Walker played so well from the hand in the dirt. Well, to be fair, Josh Allen's hand was in the dirt a lot too. So, you know, he had a sack from that position too. But they loved this little, I don't know what to call it, but little sub package. I mean, that's just being stronger than the other guy. That's just being stronger. Not great blocking there by the guard. Yeah, but yeah, poor Bryce Young, like someone else said. Look at the little hand sweep move here. Kind of misses, but then just the lower body strength to just push through. Yeah, that's a monster right there. That's a monster. That film study does wonders. Did Chenault play? I think Chenault's injured, G. Grant, because he didn't play last week either. Travon will break Allen's records, mark my words. I hope so, man. And look, I mean, you saw that play right there. I mean, that's a good play. Just got here, says Kyle. So starting from the top, but hope we get back and healthy for the playoffs. Kyle, I appreciate you popping in and checking in on the comments. Go back and watch it. I'll see you. Make sure to leave a comment at the end of the show on what you thought, because that helps, I guess. Allen will break Allen's records next season, says Isaiah Jones. Israel Taro says, what would you say is our biggest need besides pass rush? Well, it has to be offensive line. I would say specifically center and right guard. And depending on the health of Walker Little and Ezra Cleveland, I don't know. I mean, I think we're good on the bookends. If we bring Cam Robinson back, he's got one more year on his deal. Anton Harrison's looking like the real deal out there, right tackle. But that interior, I know it's been beat up. I know it's been injured. And I someone said, I talked to someone who said that Fortner is dealing with a pretty serious injury that no one's talking about. This person didn't necessarily have like inside info, but they were pretty adamant about it. So I don't know, but apparently he's dealing with a similar issue that Brandon Sheriff dealt with last year. And if that's true, it kind of makes sense because Fortner wasn't half this bad last year as a rookie. And he's been, so let me just do a little thought experiment. Okay. Let me do a little thought experiment with you guys and be honest with me. And again, I'm on the fence here. I just want to kind of put this out in the universe and just kind of play a little devil's advocate. If we find out at the end of the season that Luke Fortner had been dealing with a, we'll call it a core injury, the same one that Sheriff dealt with last year. Let's say that he's dealing with a serious core injury and he's kind of played through it. Would that change your perspective on how we deal with Luke Fortner going forward? Now, obviously, we would need depth there because we never want to be in a position where we're this hamstrung by Luke Fortner having to be the starter. So you want to obviously add depth there. But if we find out at the end of the season that Fortner was dealing with a pretty serious injury all year that he was able to play through, would that change your mind on him? And I just want to get your thoughts on that because I don't know. Like I said, like you obviously have to account for depth there. But it kind of looks like he's dealing with something because even last year he wasn't getting bullied the way he is this year. Like at least last year he was able to get like a bit of a push. And the people around him last year were the same on his right side and worse on his left side. Like, I know Shatley played this game, but he's had Ezra Cleveland and Walker Little, so he's had more help. So it's hard for me to believe that he's gotten worse. I don't know. Again, like, it kind of seems like he has an injury. Like, it kind of seems like he's got an injury. So, Chris W says, I'm watching. Must mean we won. I love it, Chris W. I'm just glad you're here either way. Center is our biggest need, says Chef Florida Boy. Sharney says, hey, F yeah. Do you think Sheriffs regress, says Sea Breacher? A little bit. Matt Gidry says, wouldn't be mad if we used every draft pick on O-line, to be honest. Isaiah Jones says, I still think that our run game is our biggest issue. Israel Otero says, yes, he keeps getting pushed around. Run blocking, that is. Still need an upgrade at center, says Chef Florida Boy. Okay. That's fine. Well, let's take the opportunity to take a look at some good runs here. How about that, boys? I didn't plan this. I actually only have one good run here. And it's the ETN touchdown. And it wasn't even run up the middle. It was run on a toss play. All right, we're going to see a little toss to ETN. I mean, this is just poor defense more than it is good offense. I hate to break it to y'all. I really do hate to break it to y'all. This is just bad defense. I mean, I get it. The Panthers are the worst team in the league, but, like, okay, the Jags have something set up here, right? 20's got to play outside leverage and bring it back in, and Anton Harris just got to seal him. Okay, that kind of happens. 40 should either take on this block or try to beat it with speed. I think he tries to take on the block and doesn't get blocked and just makes a poor tackle here. Okay, so now he's going to try to be the force player and turn it back inside. Okay, which you don't have much help there. So I think he should have taken on that block a little earlier, but that's for the film coaches to talk about, not me. 25 sees T-Shat and says, oh no, this is a guy's big and scary. I probably should run away. When in reality, if he would have taken on this block, it would have allowed his defensive player to fold back in and make a tackle, but neither thing happens. ETN's also insanely fast. 25 should probably make a tackle here. Doesn't. 24 probably should make a tackle here. Doesn't. So that's just bad defense. Reminds me of the Jags a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It really does. Yeah. We still need we still are in need of that power back. Bigsby is not it, unfortunately. I think you're right. Benjamin Perry says, yo! He says, Washington with a clutch block. Yeah, it was clutch. Wait, this is about right. Get up there, Parker. Look at Parker Washington. Look at that. I'm glad you called that out. Where did he even come from? Did he come from the over here? Oh, Parker Washington? Being a team player? Let's go, Parker. Yeah. Let's go. Good call, Chef Florida Boy. Or Ben Perry, sorry. G. Grant says, franchise quarterback had 4 sprains and a concussion this year. Missed games down the stretch. If Balky doesn't address inside offensive line depth, then I don't know. That's probably the comment of the day right there, G. Grant. That's it. You know what? And I asked for your comments and your opinions. I told you I was playing devil's advocate. I told you I was on the fence about I think Fortner has an injury. I think Sheriff's dealing with injuries as well. But that comment there takes the cake. Great job. I love that one. Cody Jackson says, definitely looked like Jags from 21 or 23. Mark Moon says, if Sunday Derrick Henry's last game, and does he drop 200 on us for old time's sake? Or he has the worst game of his career, and it solidifies him leaving Tennessee. And he comes to Jacksonville on a cheap deal. Hometown, 2024, Derrick Henry, ETN and Derrick Henry, 2-man punch. Win and we're in, says Ben Perry. Isaiah Jones says ETN started the year with a 62-yard touchdown, and then he ended the year with a 62-yard touchdown. All right, what else we got here? All right, do I want to get into the bad already? Let's go a little bit more good, and then we'll get to the bad. Here's good run defense, and this is like what was a great call here. This was an over front, right? So most of the time, teams run what's called an under front, and I'm not gonna get too technical on you guys here, but an under front just basically means that the nose tackle, who in this case is Foley Fatukasi, is gonna line up on the strong side of the ball. So they have two tight ends over here. Well, one tight end and a receiver. So the strong side of the field is to this side of the field, and they're going to line up their nose to this side. So this is what's called an over front. So you're basically kind of guessing that they're running the ball this way, or you're bringing pressure from the weak side, and you're anticipating a pass rollout or a bootleg. So you're kind of guessing here. When you go to an over front, you're kind of like, all right, I think it's kind of like, you know, in rock, paper, scissors, when you throw scissors and you're like, ooh, this is risky, then that's what an over front is, okay? So they're in an over front here. And Fatukasi, I think, is the one here. Not Fatukasi. Just everyone kind of collapses well here. So take a look here. I mean, now that I rewatch it and like I don't know why I noticed this the first time, Josh Allen wins at the point of attack here. This should have gone in the Josh Allen folder for 100% sure. Josh Allen sets this edge big time. Watch this. Yeah. Josh Allen, who collapses from the backside here? Oh, of course, Travon Walker. So Josh Allen and Travon Walker just basically dominate here. He's going to set the edge. He's not going to let the ball go outside, and Travon Walker's going to trail from the backside. These two dudes are going to be future studs, all right? And these two guys just do their job. I mean, again, all year, we haven't had Fatukasi. He's been injured like all year. Robertson-Harris has been MIA all year for some reason. So now that they're back and playing well, like this is what a defensive front should look like. This is what defensive front should look like right here. Great job. Great job. Great job. I know it's the Panthers. This is why they call it a get-right game. This is why they call it a get-right game right here. All right, we have a couple more good offensive plays. Oh, dude, this one is one of my favorite plays. This is my favorite offensive plays. I love this play right here, okay? 4th and 1, okay? 4th and 1. This is like, I think this is the first drive of the game. It could be the second drive of the game. It led to a field goal because every drive led to a field goal besides one. But I think this was the first drive of the game. 4th and 1. I mean, if they stop us here, they have a short field, right? So all the people that like QB sneak, run the ball in the middle, they're 4th and 1, and they got Dearness Johnson in the backfield. They're throwing the ball. Like, this is just hands down throwing the ball. So who is the safety target on 4th and 1? Evan Ingram, baby. What a catch right here. In traffic. 4th and 1. Drop back, little curl route to Evan Ingram. Gets the first down. I mean, this play, I was just like, dude, Evan Ingram is just a dude. He's just an absolute dude. I mean, you'll see him here. The chat's in the way of it. It's all right. I mean, through traffic. Guys, I've said this all year. Evan Ingram has become, over the course of this year, besides Trevor Lawrence, my favorite Jaguar. Hands down, my favorite Jaguar. The way he fights for yards, the way he catches the ball in traffic, the way he plays bully ball, like, he has become my favorite Jaguar. Like, he really, I mean, that's what your team needs to embody is that. So, great play. Absolutely great play. Ben Perry says 7 and 1 when Cam is in. Just saying. Art M says first round pick should be pass rusher, second round inside offensive line. Ben Perry says he definitely brings the swagger on the O-line. Chef Waterboy says Etienne and Henry don't make me blush. Mark Moon says, what does bootleg mean? Bootleg is bootleg just means like when you like let's say they're like running let's say they're like everyone's blocking down to the right and they do a fake run to the right and then Beathard bootlegs out to the left and the route's like all dragged back to the left. So basically it's like you sell the run one side of the field and then you like baseball turn and run the opposite direction and try to throw it. It's risky because if the DN like catches it, he can just tackle you. But usually kick out one here and it's a play action. It's a type of play action. Typically with quarterbacks that are better throwing on the run. ETN and Henry would be our thunder and lightning. Dude, that would be disgusting. Does Foye do anything bad? I never noticed him trailing a tight end on a big pass or taking bad angles. He's definitely one of the best linebackers in the league. Definitely top 3. The D-line looks great when going against this subpar O-line. It's imperative that the Jags get some pass rush, whether it's in the draft or free agency. Yeah. UCF Jaguar is in the chat. What up, UCF Jaguar? UCF Jaguar says, yo, Jason, are we winning on Sunday? Yes, we are, UCF. We are winning, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun. Hope everything's going good with you down there. Been watching all your shows and your videos and your streams. You guys know UCF Jaguar is the GOAT, so appreciate you being here. We're definitely winning because Trevor's going to play. Kirk's going to play. We're going to be Cam's going to play. Walker Little's going to play. Zay Jones is going to play. So, yes. G. Grant says, Abdullah is going to stop Balky from going D-end early. You have to make Trevor's health the top priority. I guess the question there is, like, do you take an interior offensive lineman in the first round? Because typically they're not. I mean, I guess nowadays guards are going in the first round, so never mind. But, like, historically, guards didn't go in the first round. Centers definitely don't go in the first round. So you have your tackles, at least for next year. And even going forward, you have Walker Little, who's a future tackle. Ezra Cleveland can play tackle. So I don't know. Volkfang says, give Allen a 6-year contract, keep developing Walker, and get some more interior pocket collapsers. They need some rotation, like a well-evaluated second or third rounder. And more important, in my opinion, is to fix the busted O-line. Matt Gidry says we should trade for Derek Brown next year. Would you play Kirk? Yeah. My rule of thumb is if you're 75% healthy or better, you got to play in must-win situations. Volkfang says it would be nice to give Trevor the time to throw more downfield, more consistently considering how good he is throwing downfield. Isaiah Jones says we are winning UCF. Volkfang says if the Jags pick 22 plus, they can absolutely take a guard. Absolutely. G. Grant says, I'd take a center at 25 to 32. Absolutely. Look at the Ravens taking the Iowa kid. Great pick. Like I said, if the Jags are, if Fortner's dealing with a serious injury, then I don't see them taking a center early. If they keep Ezra Cleveland, then I don't think they take a guard early unless they get rid of Sheriff. In that case, maybe. Do you take a right guard in the first round? I mean, I think between Cam Robinson, Walker Little, and Ezra Cleveland, you're set on the left side. I think that allows you to, I don't know. A corner, a safety, a D end. That's the thing is, on paper, we're good. So Mark Moon brings up a good point. Who do we all need to pay next year? So next year we have to pay Josh Allen. I think the Trevor deal gets done next year. I think you can put off the Tyson Campbell deal until a year after. But I think because of the Tyson Campbell deal, you have to let Rayshon Jenkins and Brandon Sheriff walk or cut them to get that dead cap money. And so I think because of that, you do have to draft guard and safety, unless you like Antonio Johnson. Give me Jackson Powers. If you get a center like the Ravens or Jason Kelsey, first rounder, it's definitely worth it. All right, let's take a look at what Brian Burns can do. I don't know why I like Brian Burns, but so here's Cam Robinson doing well against Brian Burns. It's not much to break down, but it's just, it's not bad. It's a good job there. Nothing happens there. But here's what Brian Burns can do to you, okay? So take a look, and this is why, I don't know why. Maybe I shouldn't show this. I won't spend too much time on it. Brian Burns here. He's going to come here. He's going to He's going to stunt inside. Okay, so watch this stunt inside. Fakes in and stunts inside. Cam Robinson realizes it and then moves on to block the guard. Tyler Shatley doesn't realize it. He kind of does okay here. Like, so this D tackle does a great job of attacking Tyler Shatley's outside shoulder, making him like turn his whole body and his hips this way to allow Brandon Sheriff to run right inside. Shatley probably should have known that if he's knifing up the middle, he probably has a stunter coming. It's hard, though, man. These guys are moving so fast. It's hard for me to blame them. But doesn't realize it in time, and then Brian Burns gets a sack. Okay? So then on this play, Brian Burns is out here. Okay? Now watch the D tackle. He's going to do the same thing. They're going to attack this outside shoulder, and they're going to be worried about a stunter, and they're going to allow this blitz to come right up the middle. So because of that first play, it sets up this play. So because of that first play, look at Shatley. He's like, oh crap, Burns is coming. Burns is coming on a stunt. This tackle just attacked the outside shoulder, and because of that, ETN has to take on this blocker. ETN is small. I mean, he's 5'10", like 200. So I mean, that's the thing that Brian Burns can do is like he sets up that type of stuff. So, this is Brian Burns just absolutely eating Cam Robinson for all the Cam Robinson. I mean, he's not perfect, okay? He's not perfect. But again, Cam Robinson gets a little overextended. He gets, I don't know why he's going after him like that, but he gets beat here by Brian Burns pretty bad. Good block there, Beathard. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Last play I have loaded up. I have not much to say about this. I'm just going to let it play out. And like 2 plays later, I didn't clip it because I was like, whatever. Beathard runs again, like 2 plays later, and like hits his head on the ground. And then that's when he was a little like, ew, things are getting tough around here. But I thought he was going to get out of the game, so. He made it through the whole game, so I'll give him credit there. Give credit where credit's due. Who's the biggest threat in the AFC? No, it's the Ravens, right? It has to be. Ravens look good. Lamar looks really good. Ezra Cleveland's a free agent. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Good point. Good point. I forgot about that. I don't think they need safety because I think Cisco and Antonio Johnson works for a duo if they also have Dewey. I think Dewey's a free agent this year. Ben Perry, we're going to get to the playoffs and Fortner's going to start playing better. Watch. Bigsby's going to make some big plays too. Now, Ben, you might be in the minority there. I'm not saying you're wrong, but you're definitely in the minority there. Mark Moon, you missed the Matt Barkley snap, my guy. Oh, Mark, I love it. I love it. The Bills, Ravens, and the Browns. I love it. Fortner is who he is. You can't be married to a third-round center. He will be good center guard depth. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, let's go wrap it up for me tonight, boys. I appreciate y'all being here. Had a great time. Great show with you guys tonight. Make sure to like the video while you're here. I didn't get any life lessons tonight, and that's okay. I'm going to be stuck on this life lesson of this is legitimately my goals for 2024 written down. So if you haven't done it yet, do it. I'm telling you. Short term, long term. Back in the day, I used to only have like 2 or 3 on each column. I'm looking at like 15 on each one right here. Okay. So write them down. Write them down. That's the only thing. That's how I'm going to end my show. It means that much to me. If you care about me and the show, do what I'm saying. Get a piece of paper, short-term, long-term goals, write them down, and put them somewhere you'll see them. All right? I promise you, I wouldn't waste your time. Would I waste your time? I would not waste your time. All right? So make sure you do that. I'm going to jump on Twitch in about 10 minutes. So Twitch is in the video description. Don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to do something. Love talking to you guys tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you to the channel members that were here. Sea Breacher, Cam Boisvert, Volkfang, Sea Breacher. Did I say him already? I probably did. UCF Jaguar was here. We had Sharney was here. Volkfang was here. Munchlax was here. Q Revere with the super chat. And that dude Evan. I appreciate you guys. And to all the other commenters. Seriously appreciate it. I'll see you guys on Friday night or on Twitch or whatever comes sooner. I'll see you then. I seriously love you guys. Ron Beedry, I see you, but we're heading out. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. And as always, go Jags.